Hello and welcome to our webinar China's Dairy Market Review of 2016 and Outlook for 2017. Me, Patrick, will guide you through this webinar. By my side is Anna, our dairy expert, who will give some professional insights in China's dairy market, according to CCM's analysis research.
I'm happy to be here.
If you have any questions during the webinar, please write them down in the chat box below and our dairy editor will answer them there for you. CCM is our market intelligence firm about China's dairy market, while Tranalysis provides import and export analysis of thousands of commodities. The world is facing a demographic change currently. This is affecting the Western Hemisphere. This is affecting China. China is even more special due to the former one-child, now two-child policy implemented by the government and the expected amount of over 329 million elderlies till the year 2050. Barely any industry is as much affected by this trend than the dairy industry. The competition in the infant market is fierce, and the chances for healthy nutrition products are elevating. That's why we offer this webinar for you to stay ahead in the game. The agenda for this webinar is the following one. First, we will have a look at the dairy market in China in general. Then, Anna will give us insights about China's infant formula market. We will find out about the milk industry situation after that. Some information on the booming cheese market will be revealed, and at last, Anna will give her share of the alfalfa market in China. Without further delay, let's go into the presentation. Looking at the goals of the industry policy from China's government, they all have been achieved by China's dairy industry. However, that doesn't mean China's dairy industry is facing a high time at the moment. In fact, there's sluggish consumption in the domestic market, still high costs for the raw materials, an increasing reliance on dairy imports, an unbalanced mix in the markets, and overall low reputation of the quality. What is your opinion of the development of the dairy industry, Anna?
The main goals of the dairy product industry policy have been the development of effective and environmentally sustainable growth of the industry with increased consumption and higher technology use. So let's have a look at the actual figures. The production of dairy products from 2009 to 2015 went up by 44%, while the industrial profit in the same period increased by 210%. In the first three quarters of 2016, the output increased again by 7.5% year-on-year. The number of dairy product manufacturers went down in the last years, resulting in a concentrating of sales by the top 20 producers in 54% of the national sales. Nevertheless, China's dairy industry still needs to deal with several problems, which could not be solved yet. Tight agricultural resources, increasing cost of environmental protection, and lack of know-how is keeping costs for raw milk high. Import dairy products keep rising due to domestic high cost and lack of quality and reputation. Finally, China is still depending on liquid milks instead of milk protein-based nutritional derivatives, according to CCM's research.
If we are looking back at the year 2016, related to the sluggish market trend of the dairy industry in China due to increasing imports of products with low prices, manufacturers were seeking new opportunities to prevent themselves from losses. What are some of these new strategies?
One way to avoid getting caught in losses was to move into higher quality markets. Several Chinese dairy producers, including Sanxi Guanshan, Yili, and Biostem, enter the goat milk and organic products market in China. In general, the market of goat milk infant formula is expected to double by the year 2020, with a total sale of 10% in the whole infant formula market. Other companies are choosing the way of diversification. To escape low profits in the dairy market, it is not far-fetched for companies dealing with infant formula to also enter the healthcare market. An example for this new strategy is Biostem, who is going to sell health products and nutritional together with baby products from March ongoing.
One event in China will affect the infant formula industry decisively: the switching from the famous one-child policy to the now two-child policy. In 2016, the year where the new policy was implemented, China was witnessing a growth of birth by 11.5%. Of them, the share of second children has been around 45%. However, the sales of infant formula even declined by 2%. How is this explainable?
The main reasons can be found in the inventory clearance of certain brands and a fierce market situation, which is facing surging imports. The clearance of some brands occurred before the implementation of a new infant formula registration policy announced on June 8, 2016, which elevated the competition. Rising imports, on the other hand, including online sales from overseas, are threatening the domestic brands. In the year 2016, China imported more than 221,000 tons infant formula, which represents a year-on-year increase of 25.8%. The most popular exporting countries making up almost 75% of total imports in China are the Netherlands, Ireland, France, Germany, New Zealand, and Australia. The graphics show the data of the 10 biggest exporting nations of formula milk powder in share and export value. This shows how monopolized China's import situation is, with the biggest focus on the Netherlands in overall imports. The total import value exceeded 3 billion USD, with over 1 billion coming from the Netherlands alone. However, China is also exporting some formula milk powder. Even most of the exports are going to the Chinese Special Administration Zones, Hong Kong and Macau. Surprisingly, Germany is on the second rank for formula milk powder from China. The total export value in 2016 was almost 29 million USD, with about 75% of it going to Hong Kong.
Okay, talking about infant formula, the China National Committee for the Well-being of the Youth have published the Blue Book of the China infant industry in December 2016. The Blue Book mainly deals with product quality as well as changing sales channels in China. In the growing wealth of China's middle class, more attention is paid to product quality in connection to physical and psychological health. Increasing product quality is crucial for suppliers in China to meet the high demand of Chinese parents. When we are looking at the sales channels, we can divide them into three main categories: mother and baby stores, e-commerce, and supermarkets. All other channels can be neglected. What insights do you have for us here?
CCM's research reviews that the supermarket is the first established channel for infant formula sales with a historical big share. It happened in 2013, when the share of mother and baby stores surpassed it. During the year 2016 till June, it shows mother and baby stores as the biggest channel with a share of 45%. E-commerce was granting a share of 31%, while supermarkets dropped down to 11%. According to CCM, the impressive leadership of mother and baby stores can be explained by the professionality of the sales team in the shops, giving the possibility to consult the parents and share their experience and knowledge, as well as the convenient access to all relevant in one shop. This trend is expected to rise looking at a growing middle income group of Chinese parents, having more money but less time to buy. The increasing share of these stores also leads to a nationwide boom of more mother and baby stores, surpassing the yearly increase of 10%.
The prices of infant products in mother and baby stores have been undergone those of supermarkets. The number of products with price falls increased 5 percent points compared to 2015. This overall trend leads in fact to a decreasing market value of this industry in general. What do you have more about e-commerce?
E-commerce businesses can thank their share increase to their convenience of ordering and deliver to the house, together with the easiest price comparison online and also the cheapest prices in general. CSM's analysis states that business to customer sales make up two-thirds of the whole e-commerce business of infant products. opening chances especially for small brands and companies with an online distribution channel. The product mix of e-commerce businesses contains mostly large packs and multi-packs. This strategy gains this sales channel the lowest prices of all channels. Involved companies are facing a price war at the moment, also due to the effort of cleaning their inventory. The continuing loss of supermarket in shares is explained in the lack of price and service competitiveness. According to CCM, if supermarkets want to keep or even increase their share again, these are the two most important adjusting rules to move.
E-commerce is the fastest growing channel for infant formula in China. It is remarkable that the only sales of infant formula is dominated by mostly foreign brands. Namely, 7 out of the top 10 are foreign ones. The only Chinese brands in the top 10 are Beimate, Eli, and Junlebao. It may be notably also to mention that Chinese brands are diversifying their promotion. Besides offering discounts up to 66%, new strategies involve bonus points for spending on gifts and buy one get one free offers. Promotion strategies will be crucial for producers, as 25% of e-commerce users prefer brands offering discounting and 24% stay loyal to brands with gifts or bonus points. Is there anything more happened in the infant formula industry in China which is worth mentioning?
Indeed, the China Food and Drug Administration has reviewed stricter regulations for base powder and misleading marketing strategies. These new strategies are being implemented to counteract scandals regarding Chinese infant product manufacturers happened in the past. The purchasing company of base powder has to check and ensure the quality and safety of the base powder before using it in the production. Furthermore, the local Food and Drug Administrations have to do controls in the producing plants whenever they apply for a new product license or a license renewal. The other regulations regards to misleading marketing activities. It contains especially targeting the labeling of infant products and the claims that are involved with the labels. Both manufacturers or rather retailers as well as the local administrations are ordered to check any product and make sure that the labeling is whether false nor infringing. The regulations for labeling are supposed to make sure that product name, declaration of ingredients, and function description are true and not exaggerating or 2015, China's domestic supply shortage of alfalfa was 1.3 million tons. The gap of domestic supply and demand is even rising. It is expected that in 2020 the demand of alfalfa will surpass 6.3 million tons, facing a supply of barely 1.2 million tons. The main problems of supply are in stable product quality and fragmented production. This is where plans should course improvement. The focus is set on the traditional planting areas of northern China, with goals of promoting feed crop rotation, improved processing and commercialization, and increase the construction of production bases. The key goals of the plan are a new planting area of 0.2 million hectare, a yielding output of 9 tons per hectare, a total output of 1.8 million tons, and self-sufficiency of about 80%. These measurements are supposed to lower the independence of alfalfa imports and therefore reduce the production cost of feed and acetal of milk.
That already brings us to the end of our webinar. Thank you very much for giving your time to Anna, and thank you all for attending our webinar. All the information you could see was provided by CCM and Trinalysis. I hope we will see you soon on our platforms using the information and tools for your own detailed research in the dairy industry in China. If you still have any questions left, feel free to write them down in the chat box and we will gather them there and answer the questions per email soon. Thank you all very much for attending and have an awesome day.
Thanks for listening and hopefully see you again.